boys and girls, happy Monday. So good to be able to connect with you again today. And today we have one of our friends' birthday. Today, Lily turns 6 years old. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lily. Happy birthday to you. Well, honey, I wish I was there to give you a big hug, a big birthday hug, but since I can, I know your mommy's going to give you lots of birthday hugs and your sisters, so happy birthday to you. Boys and girls, Lily turned 6 today. All right, and today we're in that brand new month. We started it on Friday. Everybody say May. And Lily, what number is your birthday? She doesn't even have to look. She knows her birthday is May the 4th. All right, and it's a 4, and on the calendar we would say May the 4th. Kind of put that TH sound at the end, and of course we all know the year. Everybody say 2020 or 2020. So today is Monday, starts with the same sound as May. Monday, May the 4th, 2020, and of course we talked about this on Friday, that AY makes the A sound. We see that in so many words. We could do a lot of rhyming words. So excited, boys and girls. Tomorrow is going to be another Zoom day on Tuesday. Remember, Zoom is Tuesday, Thursday at 1 o'clock. On Tuesdays, we've been having a mystery reader. Let's see, we've had Coach Keener be a mystery reader. We've had my daughter Gracie was a mystery reader. We had Mrs. Mawson as a mystery reader. Can't wait for you to see the mystery reader for tomorrow. Who do you think it is? Any good guesses? Well, you keep guessing and come back on Tuesday at 1 o'clock for our mystery reader. All right. Well, today, boys and girls, we're going to start this week looking at a verse that is one that we've had before. It was found, everybody say Exodus 2012. Makes that X sound at the end. At the beginning, we don't really hear the E, but we had this verse before. If you remember, it's very short, but it's a super important verse. Say it with me. Honor your father and your mother. All right. And boys and girls, remember, this is a verse from the Lord. The Lord is telling us this. This isn't just Mrs. Paris or Mommy and Daddy saying this. This is from the Bible. God is telling us to honor your father and mother. And if you remember, we talked about different ways to honor mom and dad. What are some ways that we talked about? Do you remember that we can honor mom and dad? I bet you do remember. Listening to what they say, obedience, remember doing things the first time they ask us, being helpful and kind. All those ways are ways that we honor mom and dad. And of course, we got a special day coming up this Sunday, Mother's Day. And we have Father's Day in June, but Mother's Day, and we're especially thinking about mom this week. Let's see if we remember our clapping that goes with that verse. Do you remember? Honor your father and your mother. Honor your father and your mother. Honor your father and your mother. Exodus 20:12. Did you remember that? All right, I hope you did. And now I hope you remember to do that with mommy and daddy to honor both of them. All right. Well, boys and girls, on Friday, you dropped off your work and you got a whole new packet of work. And there's handwriting, there's math, there's phonics, and there was also a sheet in there of some new tricky words. And you might, let's see, it looks like this. And there were 6 tricky words, and I've just divided them up into 3 and 3. So this week we're going to talk about those top 3. And you can go ahead and look at all those. Keep reviewing tricky words. Boys and girls, these are not all the tricky words there are. There are tricky words that you're going to see, words that just don't follow the rules all the time when you're reading. But these are just some that we picked out to look at in kindergarten. The first 3 at the top of that sheet were 3 that rhyme. This starts off okay, but the rest of it says would. This is like, would you pick up that book for me? Not, I'm going to chop some wood for the fireplace, okay? I know they sound alike, but it's spelled differently. Would. Would you pick up that book for me? When I'm asking you a question, I might say, would you do something? All right? But the W's okay, and then it kind of goes crazy there. Okay? Rhymes with would, so think about that. If you put the C, would, and then change it to a C, could. Could you help me? Could. All right, so I said it rhymes. Would, not the wood for the fireplace, but would you do something for me? Could. So you heard that sound alike. The letter is different at the beginning, W and C, but the rest of it sounds like would, could. Now I bet you can do this one. Change the W, the C, and you're going to do the sh, that SH sound, and it's should. All right? So the SH is okay, but just like the others, it goes a little crazy at the end. So those three tricky words rhyme. So that's going to help you remember when you see those. Would, could, should. All right, can you say those with me? Would, could, should. 3 new tricky words to add to the pile. All right, and we want to make sure we lock those in the brain just like our other tricky words that we've had. All right, today I brought another great story. I love picking out these wonderful stories, and I love the picture on the front of this. Can you say this with me? Giraffes can't dance. Boys and girls, do you think giraffes can dance? We're going to find out. Let's see. His name is Gerald. Everybody say hi, Gerald. Have you seen a real giraffe before, boys and girls? Look at those pictures. Yeah. This one isn't in the zoo, but I've seen one. I'm sure you have too at the zoo. They've got, what do they have? They have long what? Long necks. All right. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. Remember we talked about thin? He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off the trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Ooh, look at that. He took a tumble. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance. Well, every single animal turns up to skip and prance. You see some other animals on there? And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad. Because when he came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons were teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Ooh, boy, they're not talking very kindly to their friend, are they, boys and girls? Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted in the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before. So sad and so alone. His friends really were not very nice. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky, and the moon can be so beautiful. he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hoofs had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his arms out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle. We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." What a great story. Aren't you glad Gerald didn't give up? Boys and girls, he just didn't quit when his friends were telling him that he wasn't good at something. He kept trying. That's what we want to do. Maybe we're not good at something for a while, but we practice and we don't give up. Maybe we're needing to practice our reading more. That's okay. We want to practice. Remember, practice makes progress. And look what happened with Gerald. He did a great job. And we want to be a friend to people that maybe need a little extra help. We don't want to be like some of Gerald's friends were when they were being mean to him. We want to encourage one another and build each other up. All right, great story about Gerald and some awesome pictures. And if you had your listening ears up, you probably heard what at the end of those? Did you hear some rhyming words? Bad, sad. You say that with me. Tree, knee. There's a rhyming word. What else we got here? Rhyming words. Feel, real. Good job. Floor, roar. Lots of rhyming words. And I know I saw this on Epic. Some of you might have read that too. And maybe had it as a library book. That's good. All right. Good job, boys and girls. Give yourself a finger clap for a great job. And when you come back, we're going to look at this. And we're going to need your reader 3. All right? Good job.